Guys like my glass. What's going on, YouTube? Just wanted to take this time, 2024, to introduce myself, talk a little bit about myself, about my channel. Last year, I created this channel, Views from the Crypt, and I jumped right into it. I did not even hesitate to start making videos. And I did a few videos showing my face and talking a little bit about what I do, giving some hints and tips on buying animatronics used versus new. I got a lot of review videos out there, but I wanted to do a video to talk a little bit about myself, how I got into this hobby, and my plans for 2024. So I started off as a kid loving horror movies, and I have to give all credit to my mother in regards to that. She was the one that exposed me to horror movies and the horror genre, and I just latched on to it. I remember days walking into my mom's bedroom and her reading Stephen King books, Pet Cemetery and Cat's Eye and things of that nature, and watching scary movies, and I would just go in there and watch them with her. From the classics of Ghostbusters to Nightmare on Elm Street to Friday the 13th, Halloween, from Pumpkinhead to even the more older movies that came out even in the late 70s. American Werewolf in London, even though I think that came out in the 80s. We just watched them all, and I really got into horror and sci-fi as a young kid and always loved the genre. Now, I have to be honest, I have not gotten into Halloween decorations, props, and animatronics until the last couple of years. Even though I was interested in these things years ago, I've never had the opportunity or living space to set up these type of things. So I had to wait till I got older. Plane is going by, so I'll hush for a moment. So I remember visiting Spirit Halloween, just popping in and seeing some cool stuff from back in the day. And I remember going to, I think one of the coolest ones I saw when I was living in a townhome at the time was the Target skeleton DJ, that had the turntables and he would stand up. I thought that was so cool, but I just never had a place to put these things. So I just never got into it. It wasn't until, and this is a funny story, but it wasn't until about 2.5 years ago, I was driving through Georgia and I was driving up this big hill, steep hill. If you don't know, the Atlanta area, Metro Atlanta, is very hilly in some places. And I was driving up this very steep hill and there was this house at the top of the hill, and the house had a deck. Most Georgia homes have decks behind their house that's built into the house. The 12-foot skelly was on the deck. The deck was attached to the house. The house was on top of a big hill. So when you go up this hill, when you go up this big hill and you look into the distance and you see this big skeleton just way up in the sky, and I was thinking, like, that thing has got to be 20, 25 feet tall. Like, this thing looks huge from the road. And I was like, how did someone create such a professional prop? And I started Googling it about a week later, like, how do you make a tall, big skeleton? And somewhere within all of that Google data that popped up, the 12-foot skelly popped up. And I knew nothing about this thing. And this was the first year that it was released. By that time, they were completely sold out, a lot less available, and very hard to find. And the used market for the skelly that first year, I remember it being, because I was going to buy one, used from someone, but it was going for over $1,000. And I was like, that is insane. And if you remember, that was the one. The original ones only worked on batteries. They weren't even plug in. And so I wanted one so bad though, but I didn't get it. So the next Halloween, I was going to make sure I jumped on this thing early enough, did my research, found out when it dropped, ended up getting one. And when I tell you that thing was like the biggest hit in my subdivision, there are hundreds of kids in this subdivision. hundreds of kids. And when I started setting that thing up, kids were running out of the house, telling their parents to come look outside. I mean, it was causing so much attention, just this one skeleton. This was the second year that it was released. So a lot of people hadn't even seen them or heard of them yet, but they just loved it. And on Halloween night, it caused such a commotion. It was such a big hit. People coming by, taking pictures with it, getting all excited about it. You know, it changed the game for me as far as making children happy and excited. And so once I felt that energy, I was like, I gotta get more stuff. I gotta get more. Like it can't just be him. He's by himself. I need more stuff. And my yard isn't even that big. So I started hitting the web and researching animatronics. The funnest part in doing that was being able to find the animatronics that I saw years ago that I have completely forgotten about until I saw them again. Things that I went and saw in the Spirit Halloween store that I thought were so cool, and I was able to either at least see or even buy some of these things as they came out. And so it's been really a fun experience these last couple of years buying used and new animatronics, until you get into those issues of lost packages and, you know, not being able to catch it on sale, or, you know, someone trying to sell you something that doesn't work, or, you know, those kind of things. But for the most part, I've had a great experience. I've met great people. And last year I went from one skeleton, the year before that to this past year having about 25 animatronics. And it's just growing more and more from there. So my goal in 2024 is to provide more reviews and content, giving you honest, truthful reviews on how I feel about these things. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm not gonna try to get you to buy something if I don't think it's worth it. I'm gonna give you the real deal opinion on these animatronics, because, you know, some of these things are very expensive and they're just not worth the price. They go in a particular sale, 50% off to sometimes 75% off. Then yeah, I say go for any of them. But some of these retail prices just are not worth what some of us are paying for them. So I'm going to give you honest reviews. I do want to travel to different events. I do want to go to some Halloween conventions. I would love to go to Trans World. I'm still working on that this year. I want to do some videos of meet and greets when I actually buy some of these animatronics used, or when I go and visit some of the stores. So just expect a lot more content this year. Last year I just jumped right into the game. I didn't even, you know, really have a plan. I just jumped into the videos. But this year I'm going to have it a little bit more planned out. I don't beg people to like and subscribe my videos, but I do ask. You know, I'm a director full-time. I have a full-time job. I'm a father. I have a family. I'm busy. Yeah, it takes time to edit and put in the work and set up these animatronics and take them down and store them. It's a lot of work in these videos. And so I just ask that you please just support me. If there's any video that you have watched that you like, or any of my shorts, just send a quick subscribe and like. You know, it really helps support me and the money that I put into this and the time that I put into this. And I really, really would appreciate it. There's a lot of guys that's doing this field, and I'm not trying to step on anyone's lane. I respect the OGs who've been doing this. You know, I love GM Hunts. I love Brick Thunder. I love, you know, Nate. Just everyone. The Beal brothers. I love all these guys who put their heart and soul into this type of hobby. But I just ask for the support too. You know, I just ask for a little bit of support as well. So I really, really, really would appreciate that if you could. Feel free to anytime ask me any questions in the comments, or if you want to hit me up personally on YouTube, that's fine as well. And I really just want to relay good information to you guys to make sound decisions on what you buy, how to be careful when buying off of, you know, Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp and eBay and things of that nature. And I made a video on something like that, but I'm going to make more in-depth videos on those as well, because I see a lot of people getting burnt, and then I see a lot of people that just don't have the knowledge base to really know what they're doing when they're buying used. But I promise you, the advice that I give is from firsthand knowledge and me putting in the work myself. I've got burned a few times from buying animatronics. I've learned to basically, I would not buy another animatronic until I test it out. Taking people's word on it, it's just not the way to go. My Jeep has a plug in the back where I can plug in like a regular wall socket plug, 12 volt, I think it is. And yeah, I plug them in and test them out and put them together right in front of people if I have to. Because I just don't trust anyone anymore when it comes to just believing people that it works. And you know what's crazy? The 3 times that I've been burned are all people who worked at Spirit Halloween and sold me these things for a good price, but they all have major issues that I know that they had to know before they sold it to me. That's what's interesting, so if someone tells you they work for Spirit Halloween and they're selling you some animatronics, make sure you test those out. But anyway, so yeah, that's just a little bit about me, my story, and what I'm into and what my expectations are for this year. I'm really excited about this year. I think 2023 was a great Halloween season. I probably spent way more money than I should have. I spent more money on storage boxes than I should have. But I got some really good deals too. Really good deals on a lot of my animatronics, especially at Home Depot, because there was a lot of mishaps at Home Depot. And one thing about Home Depot, and the reason why I'll keep supporting them, is that they make it right. If there's a lost package, if the package comes damaged or whatever, they make it right to the point where I will never stop supporting Home Depot. Their customer service is top notch. But I think everyone brought heat this year. I think Lowe's, Home Depot, Spirit Halloween, Halloween Express, Party City, and all the other ones that I forgot about or can't name, Halloween Costumes, Oriental Express, all of those guys, just Morris Costumes. I mean, they had some really good stuff come out this year. Of course, Distortions Unlimited. So it was a lot to buy, and I'm scared that, if it happens this year every year, what is going to happen to my bank account? I'm hoping that every store doesn't come that, does that great every single year. What I would like to see is maybe 1 or 2 exclusives each store gets, to, offset so many of them that you want. Because at Home Depot, you would go in there and just go crazy. The Swamp Fisherman, Lily the Witch, the Bone Arch. They brought the Pumpkin Snap back, the Boogeyman, the Jack Skeleton. I mean, it was so much that you just wanted. Spirit Halloween, from the Crypt Keeper to Martian Warrior to Slim to, what else did they bring back? To the alien looking thing. I forgot the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about, that blows fog out of his mouth. I mean, it was so many cool, unique animatronics that came out this year. Party City just went crazy with the Wendigo and the drop down skeleton and the Leatherface. Oh my God, that's like the best Leatherface ever. So it was so much to buy this year that I hope this is not going to continue that much, because all of us will be broke. What I'm really hoping will happen, and to kind of offset a lot of that, I really wish some of, even not Spirit Halloween, because Spirit Halloween brings back a lot of their older animatronics, but I'm talking about, I wish Home Depot would do that. I wish Lowe's would do that. I wish Party City would do that. I wish they would go back like 5, 6, 7 years ago and bring back some of their older animatronics. Because there's so many other ones that I want. And I know there's a lot of people who want, some of the older ones that came out that you can't find hardly anymore. And I think that would help offset some of all this newness, to where, like, let's say, for example, if they brought back, I don't know, let's just say the man-eating plant, right? Let's say Home Depot brings that back. A lot of people want that prop, and they'll pay for it and they'll buy it. But some people already have it, so there wouldn't be a need to rebuy it again. And that way that wouldn't be one that you would want. You know what I mean? It would help people spend less. I know that's not the goal of the stores, but it would help us as consumers if they brought some of the OG ones back, the original ones. So we'll see. But last year was a great season. I got a lot of stuff last year at a very good price. Only thing I hate that I didn't get was the Mega Wolf. It went on sale for 50% off. I was trying to get the store to go less than that, but they wouldn't budge. But I should have jumped on that one when it was 250. But everything else, I pretty much was able to get what I wanted last year. So we'll see how this year goes. I'm really hoping that they come out with some more sci-fi animatronics. Let's really get to more aliens. Let's really get to more monster legends. I really like some of the old school Creature from the Black Lagoon, Dracula, Wolfman, The Mummy, Frankenstein. If they could get back to some of those, if they could get back to just some of the older horror movies, or bring some animatronics from horror movies that we haven't seen. Like bring the wolf from American Werewolf in London as an animatronic. It would kill the game. Bring the Predator if possible. Bring a new authentic looking Freddy. Not no cheap looking one. A real good Freddy, a real good Jason. Like they did back in the day. Bring some more vampire stuff. We have enough clowns. We have enough ghouls. We have enough reapers. We have enough skeletons. We have enough scarecrows. Bring back some other stuff. Like get creative in this stuff. And I really think there's a huge market in the alien sci-fi market. People are really waiting on like a 12-foot alien. If they did a 12-foot alien, oh my God, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's funny because last year I wanted a 12-foot bat. I kept saying they need to make a 12-foot bat. And then they come out with the 9.5-foot Predator of the Night. So it was close, but hopefully they'll take that creation, see their flaws and work on it, because there was too many issues with Predator of the Night. The wings were too heavy. It could have been a little bit taller. The face could have been a little bit better. If they just tweak it, I think it could really be a great prop. Or what I really wish they would have done is made the Predator of the Night a Jeepers Creeper animatronic. And if they would have just had the Jeepers Creeper's head on it, everything else in place would have looked like the Jeepers Creeper character. I think that would have been awesome. I'm trying to think what else would be great to see this year that would be really, really cool. I'm sure a Terrifier animatronic is coming, but that's a clown animatronic, but I'm sure that's going to be in the works soon. I would just like to see something different. I would like to see some Gremlins animatronics and a Gizmo. Even that small, I think would be really cool. I would like to see, trying to think what other Halloween a pumpkin head animatronic, like a big one, like a I don't know, at least a 10-foot one. I think would be really cool. Just some of the classic movies, I just think really would set it off, and would be really fun to see. So anyway, we'll see how things play out. For all of you out there, I just want to say for 2024, I hope you have a great new year. I hope 2024 brings a lot of health, wealth, and prosperity to you and your families. And I wish you all the best. Please continue to support me, and I will check you out on the next video. Peace.